Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lisa, Best Life Lee. So today's video is an inspiration video for you, and hopefully you do get some inspiration from this video. But I am going to be decorating my chalkboard, the one that I painted and created during a snowstorm this past winter, and I'll link that video up here. But I am have it all redone with a summer vibe, and I'm going to show you how I get my inspiration from Pinterest and then how I create my vinyl to put on there on my Cricut machine, and I'll show you how I choose what I need to do from the Cricut design space. Now, I am not an expert at Cricut by any means. I've only had my machine for probably a little over a year, and there are a multitude of teachers out there on YouTube who can show you exactly what to do if you do have a Cricut machine and you're wondering how to do this kind of design or some other kind of vinyl design, or so many other things you can do with the Cricut machine, like make cards, which I have started to get into. But anyway, you can definitely find people who are way more talented and knowledgeable and experienced on the Cricut machine than me. But I did want to share with you how you don't have to be an expert. You don't have to know all the ins and outs to be able to create something in your home that you will love and enjoy and have fun making, and then, you know, having in your home as something you can see and know that you created it. So anyway, that is what I am going to show you today. I hope that you enjoy it, and let's get right to it.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna go get my inspiration, and I'm gonna search in Pinterest for summer chalkboard ideas, and it's going to bring up all kinds of cool, pretty chalkboard ideas. And I'm just doing this for inspiration. You can see, you know, all the different things related to summer. I like the watermelons. I like this little sign here that says "Welcome, Sweet Summer," and you know, it's really just for inspiration at this point. I'm not really, you know, going to copy any of these things, you know, completely, but you can see that some of these little boards give me these flowers, these mason jars. This one I really like, so I'm actually saving them, the ones that I like, to my Cricut ideas board on Pinterest. So I'll have it the next time that I'm looking to do something. And you know, the inspiration really is the colors and the images. And so I'm going to save one or two more here, and then we're going to head over to my Cricut design space. But I'm just going to pin a couple more. I think this one is gorgeous with the hummingbirds. So if you go on Pinterest for anything, really, you can find inspiration for so many things. I love bicycles in the summer and the flowers. So I'm going to save this one, and now we're going to go over to Design Space, Cricut Design Space. And you can find Cricut Design Space at design.cricut.com. And I have signed up, and I pay $10 a month to be able to get any image or project that I want. And this is the Design Space area. And I'm just going to go in and search in the projects section for summer, you know, projects, just to get an idea of what is out there for summer images. Not that I'm going to end up using any of these, but just so you can see what's available out there. And you know, they have projects that are already set up. So I am just going to take some of these images and put them onto my mat area. This is where you make your projects. So I'm going to add some text. I want to have the sweet summer, welcome sweet summer. I'm going back into my Pinterest just so I can see what it is that I want to make. You know what, and this is where I see my, you know, mason jar. I see my welcome sweet summer, and it reminds me of what I'm actually looking to make. So I'm going to go back over to my Cricut design space. So I'm going to add some text, and I'm going to get my text onto this design space mat, and I'm going to duplicate it so I can get my words. I want to have 3 words, welcome sweet summer. So I'm just duplicating this text, and now I want to highlight it so I can change the font. So just kind of come up above it and you bring your cursor down, and I'm just going to find the fonts that I want. So when I find the font that I want, I'm just going to click on it, and then that is going to change the text to the font that I chose. And then I'm just going to have to highlight it again because I want to change what it, you know, what the word is. So then you'll see I'll come in here and just kind of double click and get that highlighted, and I'm just going to make my words. So the first one is going to be welcome, and then you just click on it and you can make it bigger or smaller, but in this case I want to make it bigger. So I'm just going to get all of my words and I get them positioned so that they will fit on this mat workspace that I'm on. So I have my welcome sweet summer, and now what I want to do is I want to find some watermelon slices, so because that's what I'm thinking that I want to put on the board. So I'm going to go over to images, and I'm going to search on watermelon, and I get all these different watermelon slices. I like this one. You can see it says subscribed, and that's because I pay the $10 a month. And so I'm just going to bring this here, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. It's a little too big. And then what I'm going to do again is I'm going to duplicate the image so I can get 3. I want 3 slices of watermelon on the chalkboard. So I'm just going to look around, make sure I have enough space here for what I want to do. I'm going to right click and duplicate the image, bring it down. And so you want to make sure that all of these images are a basic cut, because if it says print then cut, it's going to want to print the image onto regular paper, and I can see that this image does not allow me to do a basic cut. So what I'm going to have, because a basic cut is so that you can cut out with vinyl. So I'm going to go back to my images and find an image that will allow me to just do a basic cut. So I like this one, which is just the flowers in the mason jar. So I'm going to bring it over to my space, and you can see that it came out onto this, on top of what I was cutting, you know, what I had there before. So I'm going to move that out of the way so that I can go over and just X out on this this piece here. So I'm just going to go up here, I'm going to hit the X, and we are going to get rid of that, and we are going to put this back over onto the space. I'm going to make it a little smaller and just bring it over here so I can get it ready to go. So I'm just going to position it here, and we are ready to go. And I'm going to make sure that they're all basic cut. And so once I get them all, and you can see here on the side, you can look at each item and make sure it says basic cut. So now I'm going to make it, and it's going to go onto my mats, and this is what's going to tell my Cricut machine what I want. And you can see all the different mats for all the different colors. Now it shows black, but I'm actually doing white because I want white to show up on the blackboard. So it's going to connect to my Cricut machine. I'm going to open up my Cricut machine. I've turned on the power. And I'm just going to have to set my dial here. I was cutting with cardstock before, so I changed it to vinyl. That's the cutter. That just is part of the machine. I never move that or change that little blade, so it's very easy. So the machine, the Cricut Design Space was telling me to load it. So I put the vinyl onto this mat that holds the vinyl in place, and then the Cricut machine is just doing its thing based on what the computer is telling it to do in terms of cutting my words. And now I'm cutting some of the watermelon pieces, and you just take your vinyl and you just put it on this mat and you just make sure it's nice and straight. The machine is telling me to load the vinyl. I just press that, and now I have all of my pieces ready to go, and I'm actually going to save this project in my vinyl project. So I'm going to give it a name, Summer Chalkboard Signs, and then I'm going to save it in my vinyl projects, and I can tweak it next time I want to use it. Alright, so now I have to remove everything that's already on my chalkboard from my spring project. So I'm just going to remove all the pieces of vinyl, and it did kind of ruin my chalkboard, but I'm going to get one more out of it, one more season, and then I'll probably have to put another coat of the chalkboard paint. And because you know, I only put one coat when I did this one. But anyway, I'm removing all this vinyl, and now I'm just gonna have to try to wash off this prior chalk, and it's not gonna come off perfect, but that's all right. And so I'm just getting my words onto, these are the words that I cut out on my vinyl. I'm getting my transfer tape and transferring the words onto the chalkboard, and I'm just really just eyeballing it. I'm not taking any time to measure, make sure anything is absolutely perfect. So when you take your vinyl, you just kind of take the part that was stenciled, you leave that onto your paper, and then you use your transfer tape and you get the vinyl stuck to your transfer tape, and that's what you use to stick it onto whatever surface you're putting it on. And the transfer tape is sticky, so the vinyl will stick to it. Now I'm just taking, this is the mason jar with the flowers. You can't see it because it's white on white, but I just want to position, you know, my letters as to where that's going to fall once I put that on to my chalkboard. So I'm just getting all of my words on here now. And you can see the chalkboard looks kind of beat up, but that's all right. It'll be hidden once I put the mason jar with the flowers on it. And like I said, next season I'll give it another coat of paint. And you really have to make it so that you sort of season the board so with chalk, and then you erase it, and that's what allows you to erase future chalk. But anyway, I'm going to start, they call this weeding. I'm taking all the vinyl off of my flowers in my mason jar here. Now I have it with my transfer tape, and I'm just going to take that off with my transfer tape and get it onto, so pretty, I like it, Live Life in Full Bloom. So I'm just going to get it onto my chalkboard, and you just, you know, you want to go slowly, especially on a piece like this where there's a lot of cutouts. But you can see there that I'm putting it right over where the paint had been removed, but you can't really, you know, it looks good. So I'm just making sure that everything is nice and secure. And now I have my pieces of watermelon, and the watermelon, I didn't show you how I put it together, but it was just 4 pieces. You had the green, the white, the black, and the red, and you just layered them one on top of the other, and that's how you got the different color of the rind and the seeds, so it was pretty easy. And yeah, so I'm just sticking those on there now in just whatever place. And now I'm taking chalk markers, and you can buy these at Michael's or any craft store, and they are for chalkboards. And I'm just gonna color in the flowers, all different colors here. That's really whatever your choice is, and you can be as elaborate as you want with the chalk in your chalkboard. I am just basically going to be filling in the flowers, and then what I'm going to do is just a couple of little lines here to try to take your eye away from the previous chalk. But there you have it. I have created my summer chalkboard, and I think it came out really, really cute. You know, you can just do as much as you want or as little as you want. And there is my welcome sweet summer.
All right, guys. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope that you have gotten some inspiration. I hope you like how my summertime chalkboard sign has come out. I know I do. I really, really like it. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for hanging out till the end to see how everything turned out. If you like this type of video, I hope that you will consider subscribing. I hope that you will hit that like button, and I hope that you will come back. So take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.